carriers ask that because they're asking that to determine if they want to consider you, again, a higher risk person, because are you out here in these streets being irresponsible behind the wheel of your car? Right. Right. So some companies will deny you completely, right out, flat out, immediately, no questions asked. And then some companies will say, is your felony or your DUI or DWI within this time period, or this 2 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years ago? So it just depends on the company. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so your current coverage right now is, okay, so yours is like your older children, is through work only. We're gonna fix that. Absolutely. And the thing is, people need to know, depending on what the work coverage costs, people can always opt out. You could always say, you know what, just go ahead and give me my whole paycheck, I'm good. Or if it's reasonably inexpensive or free, you can keep it as extra coverage. You can't have too much coverage, but your independent coverage should always be stable and fixed, period. Right. Right, because if you went without your job for a period of time, that would mean you're absolutely without coverage and income from that job. Now there's a really big gap of important things that are missing from your household, and because we don't know when we're leaving this planet, that's not a safe habit. It's not a safe practice, because you could listen. I had a car accident when I let my insurance on my car lapse one time. It was just 2 weeks, and within that 2 week period, my daughter and I got hit by an 18-wheeler. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Okay, so let's talk about budget and coverage, the desired coverage amount. So, what do you think you want to have in reference to coverage? Right, you can't really guess what it's going to be. I just want to marry the two. I just want to get an idea, because I'm going to be looking at what works between the desired amount of coverage and the budget that you give me. Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, nothing is unreasonable. Nothing is unreasonable. Nothing is unrealistic. We'll know when we do the quotes. We'll look and see what we can get within those ranges. Mm-hmm. Okay. So medical history. Do either of you have any medical history where you've had surgeries or you've had? Yeah. No, that wouldn't count if you were that young and it's not a reoccurring thing. Yeah. No. People outgrow asthma every day. Right. So things like high blood pressure, diabetes, any prescriptions for anything, depression, anxiety, any health concerns that you've had, period. Hit your tubes tied? Nope, that's not going to be a thing. Mm-mm. No, and it didn't result in any trauma or issues after. Yeah, no, it's not going to matter. Okay. Okay, so he has high blood pressure. All right, now, what prescription is he taking? Okay. Okay, yeah, not a problem. Okay, so, oh, I thought you left. I thought you left us by ourselves. You just in the background. Okay. Listen, I know she knows everything about you. So, yeah. Okay, so what year was the blood pressure issue? Good old COVID, right? Same here. Okay, and are you faithfully taking the medicine as prescribed? Okay, now I have to ask this question for clarity. You gave me what you gave me, and I trust you and I believe you, but I like to make sure to ask this question very clearly. Are there any prescriptions that were prescribed to you that you are not taking? I need everything that was prescribed to you, period. Yes, because sometimes I ask people about their prescriptions and they only tell me what they've chosen to take. But when we put this application in, you're going to be signing paperwork saying that you give them permission to look at your prescription list and your prescription history. And if they see something different than what we put in the application, then it red flags us that we look like we're being deceitful. Some companies will immediately shut you down. We'll have to start the whole entire process all over again. Right. Okay. Okay, so what will happen is I will run these quotes. I'll get back to you within 48 hours. It's usually sooner. And today is Monday, so it's usually sooner. Um, when I'm done running the quotes, I usually will send out a text message and say, "Hey, I have some numbers for you when you guys are going to be available to jump on a call." When you answer that question, I ask that you consider being available for at least an hour or so when we talk. Because if you know what you want and you don't need a bunch of time to decide, in that moment you can make your choice. We can immediately put in your application and we can get this ball rolling. Right. But if in the event that you feel conflicted or you have questions, you can say, hey, we got the quote. We want to get the quote. We got the quote, but we want to get back with you as far as when to put the application in. So we would set another date at that time for that reason. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Once we put the application in, very often you can get an instant. You guys, is based on your information that you've given me, you're young enough. Your height and weight ranges are great. You don't have issues with the DW. That the high blood pressure is not going to be a big issue for us. So you could very well get an instant response. Right. As far as the payments on your yes. No, money is not due at the time that we do the application, and you actually do have the option to say, hey, I want my payment to come out. You could say, I want the payment to come out upon approval. You could say, I want the payment to come out on a specific day of the week or month or whatever. All up to you. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, it's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure. Like I said, 48 hours maximum, and usually it won't take that long. I will reach out to you, and you guys just be ready to let me know what the next move is. Okay? Sounds amazing. Right. Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Well, we have everything we need. When I reach out to you again, we'll talk about the 2 older children because I want to make sure to get them taken care of. It'd be great if you'd have a conversation with them because they would have to be a part of the process, but we want to look at something for them as well. In fact, when I reach out to you with your numbers, maybe you can have some information from me then as far as whether they are prepared or if you guys want to get the insurance for them or however. Sure. Okay. All right. Well, have a great evening. Thank you. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. It's that simple.